Marvel Heroclix Secret Wars Battleworld Top 10 coming right up. Mr. Clicks Flicks is brought to you by Lucky Dice Cafe out of Huntsville, Alabama, home of the ROC. No matter if you're in the United States or around the world, Lucky Dice Cafe has the winning roll for your gaming needs. You can visit them at luckydicecafe.com or on their Facebook page using the link found in the description of this video. Alright guys, so today we are doing the top 10 best figures, in my opinion, from the new Marvel Heroclix Secret Wars Battleworld set. We've had, a little bit over a week, 2 weeks, I think, to play with this set at the filming of this video, so I feel like I got a pretty good grasp on some of the best figures in this set, so let's go ahead and get rolling on this video. Up first, we have Alex Wilder, number 31 in the set. He has the Masters of Evil, Runaways, Mystical, and Scientist keywords. He has 2 traits and a special on his damage. His first trait is called On the Run. Stealth, Sidestep, but only if an opposing character is within 4 squares. Stealth and Sidestep's always good. Stealth, he basically perma-has. Sidestep he has if an opponent's within 4 squares. Both pretty decent. His other trait is Traitor, Shape Change. Once per force, when Alex Wilder is KO'd, do not remove him from the game. Instead, after resolutions, place him in a square he last occupied. On his starting click, he is now friendly to your opponent's force. This is very reminiscent of the Catwoman from the Batman the Animated Series set, so we've seen this mechanic before. Still pretty cool, definitely flavorful. Then his special on his damage is several steps ahead of you, you just don't know it. Free, an opponent chooses to outwit, perplex, probability control. Alex Wilder can use the chosen powers until your next turn. So basically he gets 2 out of the 3 most powerful support powers in the game. Your opponent just gets to choose them. No matter which 2 they pick, you're always going to get some use out of it, generally. So he's only 25 points, starts off with a 4 range single target, 7 movement, 9 attack, 17 defense with Mastermind, and 1 damage with that special. For 25 points, this guy's definitely one of the better support figures in this set, if not the best one. Next up, we have number 46 in the set, Chase Stein. He has the Runaways and Scientist keywords. He has 1 trait, a special on his movement, and a special on his attack. His trait is called On the Run, Stealth, Sidestep, but only if an opposing character is within 4 squares. All the Runaways have that. It's, reasonably useful. His special on his movement is called Leapfrog, Leap Climb, Passenger 2. If Chase Stein is part of a Runaways theme team, he has Passenger 6 instead and may carry regardless of flight ability. Really cool there, super powerful ability. Just having the 2 movement, the 2 passenger taxi is pretty good, but then being able to carry 6 other characters is just awesome. And then the special on his attack is Flamethrower and X-Ray Goggles, Energy Explosion, Improved Targeting, Ignores Hindering. Power, an adjacent friendly character can use Improved Targeting and Ignores Hindering this turn. That is super powerful and why he's on this list. The ability to hand out Improved Targeting and Ignores Hindering is just really powerful. It takes away Stealth, Batman team ability, bonuses for being in Stealth, things like that. It's just a really good ability to have in general, and then the ability to just sort of, for a power action, hand it off on top of his taxing ability is just phenomenal. He's only 35 points. Has a 3 range single target, starts off with a 7 movement with that special, 10 attack with that special, 17 defense with toughness, and 2 damage. Overall, just a nice taxi support figure here, and definitely wanted him on this list. Next up, we have Thanos, number 007B. He has the Battleworld Other, Eternals, Minions of Thanos, and Nova Core keywords. He has 3 traits and a special on his damage. His first trait is called Infiltrate the Core. Stealth, during force construction, choose a generic keyword or Battleworld keyword. Thanos gains the chosen keyword. That's during force construction, so you always get a theme team with this guy if you're trying even a little bit. That is awesome. So no matter what, you always have what you'll find out later in the video is a main attacker on Battleworld theme teams and on generic theme teams. So this guy, for just that, is worth the price of admission, but let's keep going. His other trait is called Time to Stop My Duplicates and Reveal Myself. Free, deal 1 unavoidable damage to another friendly character that's adjacent to an opposing character. Once per turn, when a character of 25 points or more is KO'd by Thanos, give Thanos an Infinity Token. Alright, so you're able to deal damage to friendly characters, and you get a token if you KO a friendly or opposing character that's 25 points or more. His other trait is called One Stone Away from the Infinite. Free, modify X different combat values by +2 until your next turn, where X is the number of his infinity tokens. So you're able to, for each infinity token, increase a stat by +2. You never remove these, it seems. So you're able to, if you were able to KO 4 25-point or more figures with Thanos, he would, in theory have, +2 movement, attack, defense, and damage. And then if you did a 5th one, it'd be +2 to his range also. Really phenomenal there. His special on his damage is called Travel Back in Time to Try Again. Probability Control. When Thanos uses it to target an attack that would have hit Thanos and it misses him, after all re-rolling, generate a Secret Wars Battleworld number 007A Thanos duplicate on the click number 1 that appears after the orange KO. This game, it has a 0-point value for all game effects, including scoring. So that's pretty powerful there, just to bring those in from outside the game. They're actually not too terrible. So let's go ahead and take a look at Thanos. He has 2 different point lines. 175 and 140 has the Power Cosmic team ability. 7 range single target. At 175 he has an 8 movement with Running Shot, 11 attack with Psychic Blast, 18 defense with Invincible, 4 damage with that special. And then at 140 he has an 8 movement with Sidestep, 10 attack with Pulse Wave, 17 defense with Impervious, and 3 damage with that special. Overall, this is just a really good figure. It really helps round out some theme teams that needed a powerhouse like this, that were generic, and it also helps some of the, in my opinion, weaker Battleworld keywords. So this guy's just really awesome, really helps out a ton of stuff. Definitely one of the best figures in this set. Next up we have number 14, Outrider. He has the Black Order, Minions of Thanos, Assassin, and Monster keywords. He has improved movement, ignores hindering and blocking terrain, has a special on his attack called Genetically Engineered to gather information. Adjacent opposing characters can only target themselves or characters named Outrider without Wit, Perplex, or Probability Control. That is a pretty powerful ability right there. Let's take a look at his dial. He's 35 points, has a 9 movement with Stealth, 10 attack with that special, 16 defense with Super Senses, 2 damage with Shape Change. So in a perfect world, what you're going to do with this guy is you're going to place him adjacent to somebody while still in hindering terrain so that you can activate your stealth. And at that point, they can't target him unless they have improved targeting, ignores hindering. And then they can only target themselves because they can't target him and they can't target an opposing character if he's adjacent to him, which means they can only target themselves. Super powerful figure here. I think there's going to be a lot of niche-y things in the future that we're going to see. Plus that improved movement ignores blocking but doesn't destroy. I think that's a pretty big deal there too. Next up we have number 40, Spiderling. She has the Battleworld, Regency, Shield, and Spider-Man family keywords. She has improved movement, ignores elevated and hindering terrain, has a trait and a special on her damage. Her trait is Take Down the Giant Robot. Whenever a friendly character within range is damaged by a character that's using Colossal Retaliation, after resolutions, the attacker is dealt 1 penetrating damage. This is an anti-meta figure, if I've ever seen one. The ability to force them to take damage after retaliation is really good. Now, it's only within 4, so they're probably going to be able to have a chance at smacking her, but if you can defend her and make it so that, an opposing starter or something gets KO'd as soon as it does its thing, that could be really huge. Then her special on her damage is called Precognitive Spider Sense. Once per turn, you may reroll the Super Senses roll of a friendly character within range with the Spider-Man family keyword. That's pretty cool there. A little niche-y. I don't know how many people run Spider-Man family keyworded teams, but pretty cool. She's 30 points, has the Spider-Man team ability, 4 range, single target, 10 movement with charge, 10 attack with precision strike, 17 defense with super senses, 2 damage with that special. So basically you're just paying for her trait to try to deal with Colossal Retaliators, but still one of the better figures in the game right now because of that effect, and definitely one of the best figures in the set. Next up we have number 56 in the set, Witch Queen LeFay. She has the Battleworld, Weird World, Mystical, and Ruler keywords. She has 2 traits and a special on her movement. Her first trait is called Baroness of Battleworld, Leadership Perplex. When Witch Queen LeFay uses Perplex to target another character, You may instead modify a combat value except damage +2 if the target shares a Battleworld keyword, or -2 if it has a different Battleworld keyword. So pretty good there. Leadership, perma leadership, and then the ability to perplex something up +2 or -2 is pretty good. And then she can always target herself or somebody else with standard perplex. Her other trait is Untamed Weirdness. Opposing characters' combat values except range can't be modified while attacking Witch Queen LeFay or being attacked by Witch Queen LeFay. So none of that, X-Men shenanigans where we're going to use all of our, headmasters to perplex everything up by +3. No, none of that. Don't get combat reflexes. You don't get energy shield deflection. You can't perplex up your defense. Just super powerful ability right there. It's not your Mystic Dragon Archon. Wing Symbol. Witch Queen LeFay can use all standard speed powers except Earthbound, Neutralize, and Stealth. When she misses any target of an attack, after resolution, she can't use this special for the rest of the game. So that is super powerful there. Something I didn't realize when I first looked at this figure is that it says she can use all standard speed powers. So there's no picking involved. She can just use everything with the exception of Stealth and Earthbound Neutralizing. So she can use Hypersonic Speed. She has Flurry. She has just everything under the sun. Running Shot, Charge, whatever you need, she's got. That is insanely powerful. And when you pair that up with a couple other game effects, I think you're going to see her on some meta teams, and she's definitely one of the best figures in this. All right, next up we have number 006, Sheriff Steve Rogers. He has the Battleworld The Valley Past, Police, and Soldier keywords. He has a trait and a special on his damage. His trait is called Showdown. When Sheriff Steve Rogers makes an attack and hits all targets, after resolution, roll a d6. 5 or 6, remove an action token from Sheriff Steve Rogers. So pretty good there. The ability, to keep attacking is always good. Then the main showstopper, the special on his damage. No one is above the law. Leadership. When Sheriff Steve Rogers or an adjacent friendly character is attacked, the attacker cannot positively modify or replace its attack values. That is insane. This guy is probably the best figure in the set and 100% meta. I don't care what anybody else says. This is basically poor man's Nighthawk Prime reincarnate. It's not a global effect like Nighthawk Prime, and he's missing some of the bells and whistles, but he's also 15 points cheaper. He does have Running Shot, which is pretty good there, with an 8 movement, 6 range, single target, 10 attack, 18 defense with energy shield deflection, 3 damage with that special, and the PD team ability. So he's making so that your opponents can't increase their attack values. That really that takes care of some problems with a bunch of the +2 perplexers, the Dirty Bird teams, things like that. So they're basically, most teams are trying to swing at this point. If they're just trying to attack him, it'd be an 11 on a 20. I'll take my opponent needing a 9 all day of the week, every day of the week, and twice on Sunday. That's just a good roll to try to force them to have here. This guy's the GOAT. I think he's good. He's got a good assortment of keywords there with Past, Police, and Soldier are surprisingly good keywords. Just really solid figure overall. Everybody should try to get at least one of these guys to field on your teams and just give them a roll. Next up, we have number 55 in the set, Dino-Thor. He has the Asgardian Battleworld Asgard Animal, Police, and Warrior keywords. He has 2 traits and a special on his damage. His first trait is called Crack the Case. Once per turn, when an opposing character within 4 squares in line of fire makes an attack, give Dino-Thor an evidence token. Free, remove 2 evidence tokens to make an attack. Free attacks are always good. I've never seen a time where a free attack wasn't something I wanted, so pretty cool there. His other trait is Obstruction of Justice. When Dino-Thor takes damage from an opposing character's attack, after resolution, Dino-Thor can use Earthbound Neutralizing until that opponent's next turn. Kind of sucks right there, but they had to give him a drawback because he's actually really good for the points. The special on his damage is called Scales of Justice. Free, modify an adjacent opposing character's combat values -1 until your next turn. If you do, modify an adjacent friendly character's combat values +1 until your next turn. So if you have him up there and he's in the thick of the fight, you're able to give him free action, decrease all that particular opponent's figure's stats, and increase all of the stats on a friendly character. Super powerful ability there. Comes in at 90 points. Has the PD team ability, 5 range, single target, 12 movement with hypersonic speed and the flight ability, 5 range, single target, 11 attack, 18 defense with super senses and indomitability, 4 damage with that special. This guy's just really good. He's a really good powerhouse. I think for animal and police keywords, he's going to be really good. In Battleworld Asgard, he gives you like a really hyper-mobile attacker there. So definitely one of the better figures in this set. Next up, we have number 58, Thanos. He has the Black Order, Eternals, Minions of Thanos, Cosmic, Mystical, Scientist, and Warrior keywords. He has 1 trait and 1 special on his movement. His trait is called the Mad Titan, Ravaging Battleworld. Colossal Stamina. Thanos modifies his attack and damage +1 if targeting only characters with Battleworld keywords. So already super good for at least sealed. And then if some of these show up in the competitive scene, he only gets better. Then his special on his movement is Dimensional Destruction through the Battleworld. Phasing Teleport. When Thanos uses it, after resolution, roll 2d6. If the resolution is greater than the amount moved, this turn he has free make an attack. Super powerful ability there. This means that he can, phasing for 1 square, roll 2d6. He has to get at least a 2. Then you can, pick your transporter of choice, whoever you want. There's a plethora. There's a couple that you could get for at least Cosmic, Mystical, and Scientist keywords that would be able to just teleport him around and get those attacks off. He has 2 different point values, 200 and 150. He has the Power Cosmic team ability, has an 8 range, single target. At 200 points, he starts off with a 9 movement with that special, 12 attack, 19 defense with invincible, 5 damage with prob. So really big stats there for a big pointed character. And then at 150, he has a 9 movement with running shot, 11 attack with psychic blast, 18 defense with invincible, and 4 damage with prob. Overall, I don't think, these style of figures tend to not do good in competitive, but he's really just one of the best figures in the set, just for the fact that you can carry him around and do just all sorts of shenanigans and dirty things with him. For sure, one of the best figures in the set, at least in my opinion. And last up, we have Sheriff Strange. You knew he was going to be in this video. I knew he was going to be in this video. Number 63 in the set has Battleworld Other, Illuminati, Mystical, and Police keywords. He has 2 traits, a special on his attack and a special on his defense. His first trait is Baron of Battleworld, Leadership Perplex. When Sheriff Strange uses Perplex to target another character, you may instead modify a combat value except damage +2 if the target shares a Battleworld keyword, or -2 if it has a different Battleworld keyword. Pretty cool there. All the Barons of Battleworld share that same thing, so it's cool but not necessarily unique. Then his other trait is the Walls of Battleworld must remain inviolate. Opposing characters must use a double power action instead of power action to activate ID cards. That's huge. That's meta. He's going to be on a lot of teams just for that, because a bunch of teams, their sole offense is the ID card. So that it doesn't shut it down, but it slows it down. And if you can slow your opponent down to a crawl, like this figure does, it really makes it so that you can win some games. The special on his attack is there's only one will that rules here. Penetrating Psychic Blast. When Sheriff Strange uses it, after resolution, hit characters can't use or become equipped by equipment until your next turn. Includes equipment characters. So what that means, if you have Beta Ray Bill with Stormbreaker, he loses Stormbreaker for that turn. This is super powerful here because, Mjolnir with Star Fox's thing right now, just the ability to strip certain figures of a piece of equipment that they need to be successful can totally floor an opponent and change the game for you. And then the special on his defense is Scattered to the Winds. Stop when this click is first revealed. If you paid 100 points for Sheriff Strange, after resolutions, you may place all friendly characters within range into squares within 3 squares of the square they currently occupy. So, depending on how the game's going, you may or may not want to do that. But it's for sure a powerful ability to be able to just say, you knock me onto my stop click, I get to move everybody 3. That can ruin an opponent's plans and just their day in general. He has 2 different point values, 100 points and 50 points, has the mystical team ability, has an 8 range single target. At 100 points, starts off with a 12 movement with phasing teleport, flight ability, 11 attack with that special, 18 defense with energy shield deflection and indomitability, 4 damage with probability control. Then at 50 points, he starts off with a 10 movement with force blast, 10 attack with precision strike, 18 defense with super senses, and 3 damage with range combat expert. Either point value is good. In my opinion, I like 100 points a little bit better. This guy, he's just got mystical and police keywords are super powerful. It's becoming apparent to me that Battleworld Other is actually pretty good. And Illuminati is just one of my own personal favorites. So this guy is for sure one of the best figures in this set. So you guys let me know in the comments below what your favorite figure was in this set. You know, some of your games, you know, what figures came up big for you. Really always enjoy reading those type of comments from you guys. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, give it a share. Really helps keep me motivated to make these videos. That's all I have for you today. Please remember that it's only critical miss if you don't have probability control.